Hey everyone, today we are gonna be doing Hedge on half cache mode on hard difficulty. So we're gonna start the game by placing this tack shooter right here in this corner. And we're gonna upgrade this tack shooter to 102. And the first upgrade is gonna be our 100 upgrade because it is slightly better than doing 001 upgrade first. So even though we are leaking quite a few balloons here, there is no real way to prevent any leaks on this map because this is a pretty complicated map and I was looking for guides to look for a decent guide and see what other people did. But in the end of the day, I decided to make my own guide because most people didn't complete this map on Quincy. And speaking of which, we are doing this with Quincy because that is the hero that everyone starts with and not a lot of people have all of the heroes or the heroes that other people make guides with to play with that hero and follow the guide. So because of that, I decided to make this guide by picking Quincy hero. Speaking of which, once we upgrade our tack shooter to 102, then we're gonna place down our hero on round 13. So by now, you should have somewhere around 50-ish lives left, which don't really matter. It's not about how many lives you have on this map, because our lives is like a resource that we're gonna use to place down the towers that are gonna be beneficial for us in the future. So instead of focusing on the beginning of the map, we are gonna think ahead and place down whatever is gonna be beneficial for us in the future. So once we place down our hero, we're gonna keep on upgrading our tack shooter to 302. And upgrading our tack shooter is gonna enable us to pop leads. We could also place down cannons right now, but the difference will be that we wanna pop leads right close to the entrance, because if we pop them too late, it's gonna be difficult to kill the balloons that are gonna come out from those leads. So just because that we can pop leads now with our tack shooter, the next tower is gonna be bomb shooter. So what bomb shooter will do here is that even though it can pop leads as well, we're gonna go for 204 build on this bomb shooter, but until we do that, we're gonna go 203, cause with this tower we wanna focus on popping as many balloons as possible. And by the way, if at any point you're gonna feel like you're gonna leak the balloons, just feel free to use your hero power because this map is quite difficult. Honestly, even though this map is in the easy section of the maps, I think it's quite difficult for what it is on this difficulty. I think it is still very difficult to beat this map for a lot of people at least. So it's gonna matter a lot to make as few mistakes as possible because leaking here is gonna be really difficult to deal with and there's no real way of coming back if you leak too many balloons. And honestly, if you just follow the guide and if you make as few mistakes as possible, then everything should be good for the most part. So once we have upgraded our bomb shooter to 203, then the next tower is gonna be another bomb shooter because what we're missing right now is Moab popping power. Our attack shooter is good against leads, so is the bomb shooter. So in order to deal with Moabs, we're gonna place down this bomb shooter, we're gonna upgrade it to 100 first, and then we're gonna upgrade it to 130 in order to deal with the Moab that is gonna be coming out on round 40. And by the way, the bomb shooter that is gonna be dealing with the Moabs, we should set its priority to strong, because we want that tower to target the strongest balloons, such as Moabs or stronger. So we use the hero power here just to be safe. So right now what we're missing is basically camo detection, so we're gonna place down this ninja here and that's gonna help us deal with the balloons that are gonna be coming out on round 42 and later. And once we have upgraded our ninja to 301, then we're gonna be safe against camo balloons, and the next step is to place down this village up here to give the camo detection to our primary towers. And it's gonna be in range of all of the towers except our ninja, but once we upgrade our village to 100 or whatever, it's gonna gonna increase its range, and it's gonna make it so that the village is in range of the ninja as well. But before that, we're gonna upgrade the village to 0 to 0, just so that we can give the camo detection to 3 of our primary towers, which is the tuck shooter and the 2 bomb shooters. So there we go, that's the camo detection for all 3 of those towers. So now what we basically need is more popping power, and in order to achieve that, we're gonna upgrade our bottom bomb shooter to 204, and that's gonna give us really big popping power increase. We also are gonna upgrade our top bomb shooter to 240, and that's gonna give us an extra ability that can basically one-shot Moabs and BFBs. So at this point, the only concern is gonna be round 63, because on that round we're gonna have a lot of balloons come out, and if we play smart, if we do not make any critical mistakes, we should be all good no matter what happens. And by the way, don't hesitate to use your abilities, because this map is quite difficult and there might be a lot of cases where it's gonna be really close, and in order to be as safe as possible, I recommend using ability number 2 whenever BFBs appear, and ability number 1 whenever you think that there are too many balloons and you're gonna leak. And worst case scenario, if you leak too many balloons and you think you're gonna die, that is when we're gonna use our second hero ability, which is number 3 on our bars. So if and whenever that happens, make sure to click that ability so that we don't just die randomly. And by the way, as you saw, we have also upgraded our village to 320, so after the camo detection, we went 3 points on the top row, because that's gonna give more attack speed to all of the towers, and the third upgrade on the top row is basically gonna give us a bit more range and a bit more damage to our primary towers, and once we do that, then we can upgrade our tuck shooter to 402. So at this point, the only thing we are worried about is basically some random balloons leaking, or if we get one of those armored Moabs, which have quite a lot of HP, and if they go too far, then you might be a bit worried, so just make sure to use your hero abilities whenever you need to, and remember, hold down to the third ability on your bars whenever you see that you're gonna leak a lot of balloons. And by the way, the next tower, and pretty much the last tower here, is gonna be a wizard, and what we're gonna do with this wizard is basically we're gonna go 0 to 0 just to have a tiny bit more popping power, and once we do that, then we're gonna upgrade this wizard to 420, and by going in the top row on our wizard, that's gonna enable us to hit the balloons through the walls, and it's also gonna give the wizard a lot more range. But just in case, if for whatever reason we still leak some balloons, if we put down this wizard and set its target to first, that means any of the balloons that try to leak, the wizard should be able to catch those balloons and kill them, and worst case scenario, if it doesn't, then just use your number 3 ability on your bars, and that ability is gonna kill all these small balloons that try to leak. And by this point, just make sure to upgrade your wizard to 420 whenever and as fast as you can. And by the way, worst case scenario, if there are too many close calls, just try to, log out, because when you leave the map, go home and just come back to the map, you're gonna continue from the round that you left. So if you screw something up, worst case scenario, you can just always retry. And I've tested this guide a few times and I think it's quite reliable. And if it's not, then make sure to write in the comments and tell me, what's wrong, what can be improved and what should be improved. So yeah, basically once you finish upgrading your wizard, then you can also upgrade your ninja to 402, and that will be the end of it. And as always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed the guide, and as always, I'm gonna see you guys really soon. Bye bye.